You are welcome to series of discussion parallel to National Industry Exhibition 2023. Today we are focusing your mind to specific topic, handmade leather products industry. Today we invited a specific person, Mr. Muhammed Wasim, founder, mystery artisan, exclusive. Welcome, Mr. Mai. Mr. Wasim, first of all, handmade leather products, handmade. Then I would like to focus your mind. What is the handmade leather products?
Okay.
What do you mean that?
Right. If you look at the entire leather industry, what we find, 99% of the products we find around the world are machine made, mass produced machine made products. So here we are actually talking about a very niche market which is 100% crafted, entirely it's handcrafted, meaning if you take a product, the entire process is broken down and it's crafted, it's manufactured entirely using hands. So we don't have any machines in place. So that's the nicheness of handcrafted leather product.
Okay. Then when we are comparing to other products, handmade products are very expensive. Where I have seen a lot of products very expensive when you are comparing the other products. Why are the handmade leather products more expensive than other products?
It's like this, Mr. Mohan. Now, if you look at handmade alone,
what are the reasons? What are the reasons which expensive?
Sure. Now, if you look at the word itself, it's handmade. So the process is very long.
Yeah.
So unlike a machine produced, a template produced product, the entire process takes a very long time. For example, let's talk about a wallet. So crafting a wallet in handcrafting can vary from about 14 hours upwards, meaning the more complex the product or the project is, it takes the number of hours, the crafting hours, more and more. That is number one, which is very vital. Then comes the sourcing of leather. So when you source leather for handcrafting, it is mainly used. We use vegetable tan leather, so which is again a very rare tanning process all across the globe. Especially in Sri Lanka, it's very rare you find.
Yes, when you compare chrome tanning or other tanning.
Exactly.
Yes, with tanning leather is very less.
Yeah. Exactly. So chrome tanning process, that is what you see outright all around the world. All products are mainly chrome tanned, which is very cheap in against the vegetable tan leather. For example, if you look at a chrome tanning process for a hide can be 1 to 2 days. But for vegetable tanning process, it takes nearly 30 days to 90 days.
Yes, more than
so the entire process again there is very expensive because the number of days. Then comes the craftsmanship. So it is a unique product. So when it's customized according to the customer's requirement, then it becomes an exclusive item. So that is the main reason why the prices are very expensive compared to what you see around the market.
Oh, that's okay. Then a lot of people are asking then this question. No, there are two types of, for example, we take a purse, leather purse. This is handmade. This is machine made. So those two leather purse are made from the leather, but this is handmade. This is when you are comparing very expensive. Okay, then Mr. Wasim, thank you. You are giving the good answer why the leather goods are very expensive. So, what are some advantages of choosing handmade leather products or machine mass products when you are leather goods?
Okay, I believe you are asking the benefit of
benefits of
purchasing a handmade against a mass produced machine made. So number one thing is that it's a premium quality you get. So like I said, the leather we choose for handcrafting is specially it's hand picked, meaning we use only vegetable tan leather, which is what you see the aging process takes place. Now in a chrome tan leather, you don't see the aging happening. So when you purchase a product, a handcrafted product, it is more likely they would have used vegetable tan leather, which is highly durable. And I would say if you purchase a proper Italian leather, the product can be lifetime.
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. So the leather will nicely age. The more you use, the more patina you see on leather and things like that. So and then the other side, now if a machine made product can actually wear and tear very fast. Now example like a time like COVID, where everybody was actually locked up. They had to keep their handbags, their shoes, their wallets all left out, right? So when you take back again, what happens is there are more chances that you see all the leather peeling off from the product, right? So which is why vegetable tan leather is vital, because you can leave the product as it is for ages. You take a shoe brush, you just brush it and you use it.
You can use.
So that is lifetime mostly.
Yeah, it's a very good thing, because when you are comparing with the leather and non-leather material, for example, when you take the synthetic material, PU or PVC material, it cannot be used more than 2 years.
Exactly.
It will be
expired.
But leather is not expiring.
Yeah.
Especially vegetable tan leather. Yes, it's not
Yes.
expiring. It
Yeah.
will be used the more than, I think maybe
Easily.
as you mentioned,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, lifetime.
Lifetime, easily.
Yes. Good.
Because the maintaining process is also very minimal. You don't have to kind of apply anything. It's just the sweat in our hands, and the more the usage you do it with it, the leather will age. The more you use it, the leather will give you a nice patina. So the only thing, if one person is looking at of maintaining the leather, is they can use a leather conditioning cream.
Oh.
That's the only thing which can preserve, and the leather will contain the moisture. So that is why it lives.
Conditioning cream means the finishing.
Not finishing actually. Now once the product is completed,
Yeah.
we can apply a leather conditioning cream, or you have mink oil.
Oh.
So those oils can retain the leather moisture, so the leather will not crack.
Oh.
So that will give a more
restricted
lifetime.
the fungus populations.
You can also call it like that. Now mostly the fungus kind of a thing is not going to harm the leather. But if the leather peels, so then you will have to reject the product.
Yeah. Then okay. Then how can we effectively attract brand enthusiasm or brand freaks?
Okay, now if you look at my target audience are mostly brand oriented customers who are actually more or less brand freaks, we could say. They are more towards using a world renowned brand. So for us to bring that person into a niche product like a handcrafted product, we have to tell them what are the benefits you get from a product like this. So for a brand freak, they are always looking at something exclusive. So they go to buy a product, they spend about $600 to $800 in a wallet. Why? They want to have that wallet just in case they go in for a meeting or they meet up with their family or friends. They want to show that they have a one of a kind product. Only they can own it. So here what we do is, using proper leather, we handcraft the entire concept of what the customer wants. It's an exclusive product. So once you start giving the customer what he requires in a better aging process, and if the product is lifetime, we can gradually bring that brand freaks into a quality freak who are more interested in quality. So that is a very long process, but gradually we have to build the belief, and we have to show that the products can elevate their class when they use over and over again, and it gives that vintage look when it's old. So that is how we can slowly bring the brand freaks into a proper leather handcrafted product.
Okay. As a handmade leather artisan, Mr. Wasim, running a business in Sri Lanka, How can you effectively position new products in the global market?
In the global market, actually, as a Sri Lankan crafter, we are very small compared to what we see on the international platform. But there is always a chance where our labor is well known, that it's cost effective compared to the international market. We can produce certain goods. We are well known to produce certain goods at a very cost effective manner. The labor is very cheap here.
Yeah.
So if you are talking about the cost factor, example, a leather wallet, a basic leather bifold, a 6-card wallet, in the international platform they can sell from a range of $200-300. But here we craft that is less than $100. So if we properly market ourselves, and if we properly bring our brands out saying made in Sri Lanka, and we have the capacity of giving a very quality maintained product, we can actually be competitive with the international market also. We'll have to take our brands, we have to take like we are well known for tea. There is also a possibility where we can take our craftsmanship also to the international market.
Same as garment industry.
Exactly. So now even the big brands, international brands, are mostly we see that they are manufactured in Sri Lanka. You can see some products which might have made in Sri Lanka marks. So which I feel on the long run we are actually we have great opportunity to hit the international market.
Sure, because Sri Lankan people have good creative knowledge, and creativity is very high than when you are comparing other community.
Exactly.
Then it's very good opportunity to start this type of industry. Okay, then what opportunities and challenges should you anticipate in the international market? What are the opportunities and challenges?
Yeah, opportunity is actually we can reach a larger audience. Now, if you look at Sri Lanka, we are talking about handcrafted products, so which is on a very expensive range. So the market here is very small compared to what when you go international, you have a larger audience. So then you are actually risk free, because there is always opportunity for you to cater to a bigger target audience. So then there is more sales coming in, then there is more opportunity coming in. There can be collaborations happening with big brands elsewhere around the world. So we see that there is great opportunity if we are going out to the global platform. On the flip side, there is also there can be small issues where we have to rectify as Sri Lankans. Because if we are talking about the international market, the quality of leather should be very good. If the quality of leather is good, then we can definitely put out our product in the international market saying it's going to be lifetime. So when it's lifetime, there is always a chance a customer can actually select our product, because there is also return policies and things like that. But here the main, I wouldn't say issue, but there is a drawback where we need to find good tanneries coming in from Sri Lanka. Now, like you said before the meeting,
yes, so already we are going to nowadays we have the tanneries, but now as I mentioned earlier, Sri Lankan government, under the Ministry of Industry, they have started to launch implement the tannery industry.
Which is a very good thing, because on the long run we don't have to source our leather from elsewhere, places like India or the other countries, but Italy is definitely world's best. So we cannot actually upfront, we cannot compare our products with Italy, but then gradually if we can give good quality of leather, we have a good market here who produce footwear. We have large footwear manufacturers here. So likewise for handcrafting also, there is a community which is building on a daily basis. Now when I started about 4+ years ago, it was very rare to
I would like to ask you, how did you start that industry? And then I like to hear you start from the beginning, and then implementation in the industry.
Now it might look like a story, but
Okay.
I actually I was going through some YouTube videos. So I always had the passion for leather. So even when I go to purchase a belt or a wallet, I take time to check the product, to see how it is, to see the manufacturing outcome. So I was actually going through some videos. Now the good thing in YouTube is that when you see some kind of a content, the content is regularly shown. So you see some leather crafting, there is always leather crafting videos popping up.
Okay.
So it was a kind of a habit for me to see at least 2 to 3 videos a day every
You
evening.
addicted to see the
Exactly, it's kind of an addiction.
Oh.
So at some point I thought, okay, this is very interesting. As a hobby, I actually brought down few things, very minimal tools, to see whether we can do it. So fortunately, unfortunately, we were lacking with leather, but with whatever the sources we had, I actually started to craft. So as everyone, my first project was a failure, but then with time, with experience, now to date it's nearly about 14,000 plus handcrafted hours I have put into this industry. So which has gradually from there on, I have learned with mistakes, I have learned with videos, we have discussed. So now we see a lot of new candidates who are actually crossing over social media. They like to know how these are crafted. So we have a small community, a handcrafting community. We discuss the pros and cons and where to buy things, who to go and source and things like that.
You are sharing your knowledge and
Yes.
contacts, all things with the community.
Exactly. So which I see in about another 2-3 years time, we will have lot of handcrafting artisans from Sri Lanka, which is a good thing again. So the industry will also expand.
Yeah. Then good. Then is there an opportunity for handmade leather goods in the international market?
Definitely. Now, like we discussed earlier, now countries like USA, countries like UK, countries like Australia, then countries like Singapore, Dubai, those countries are very much interested in good quality products. Not only leather. They are all their economy is so great that they are more quality conscious. So they go behind good quality. So we have great opportunity in these countries, especially these countries, and also now in Gulf we see these Dubai and Qatar. Those countries are highly tourist attracted countries. So there is good opportunity for us to bring our products into those countries, which can bring in more inflow of foreign currency into Sri Lanka. In return, which we see is a good cash inflow into the country on the long run.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, what the message you can say to our audience or the people who are willing to enter this start this industry or handmade leather goods industry? What's your message to the audience?
Right. So for whoever who is leather enthusiast, who likes leather, I think this is a very nice industry, not just as a profession. You can also start as a hobby. You will, with time, you will see how the hobby turns into a business, because that is how I started. With time, when you start crafting your own thing, this is also kind of a very very stable mental state, because now if you are under pressure or under any depression, if you start crafting something like this, just like swimming, you forget everything. When you start crafting, your entire concentration is on that product. So the more you spend your time in this, it's a very beautiful industry. I would encourage and welcome whoever who is willing into this industry, because this is a very beautiful craft. So the more you put your heart and soul into this craft, the more you will like it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammed Wasim, founder Mystery Artisan, sharing your knowledge and encouraging our new industrialists under this handmade leather products industry. Thank you once again, as I
Thanks a lot, Mr. Munasinghe, for
Okay.
calling me. Yeah. Thank you.